18 News and the Lafayette High School Band will be spending the Thanksgiving holiday in the Big Apple.
The band will be one of only 12 high school bands in the country marching in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Lafayette Band alumnus Gary Johnson will be along when the Lafayette Band takes Manhattan. He's spending the next few days with the band, getting ready for the road trip of the year.
It's been a long and successful season for the Lafayette Band. The band won 5 of 6 marching contests this year, but the biggest honor comes next week. The band will strut their championship stuff through the heart of Manhattan as a participant in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
All the different things we get to see, and the hotel we get to stay in is huge, and I'm just really looking forward to everything.
On Tuesday, the band will board 5 buses for New York City, along with 3 buses for the band parents.
Well, the bus trip should be long.
In the Macy's Parade, Lafayette will be responsible for ushering in the main attraction for the famous parade, Santa Claus. Lafayette will stop during the parade route and perform a 90-second routine right on 5th Avenue. Their mini show will be seen on NBC television all over the country.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the students' faces when they look up at the skyscrapers and we go to Broadway and some of these exciting events that you just don't get to see very often.
I guess for the most part, it's just going up there and having a good time and showing the nation exactly what the Lafayette Band is.
The parade will only be a small part of the band's trip to New York City. The trip includes visits to Radio City Music Hall, Chinatown, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and they'll see the show Les Miserables right on Broadway. The nearly 200 band members and parents are anxious to get on the road to show the rest of the country why the Lafayette Band won all of these trophies. Gary Johnson, 18 News.
Sounds like a great trip. Gary will be sending back reports throughout the trip to New York, and tomorrow he's going to show you part of the band's success relies on band parents.
Lexington's Lafayette High School Band will soon toot their horns in New York City.
And 18 News will follow the band every high step of the way. Lafayette was invited to march in the famous Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. Former Lafayette Band drummer Gary Johnson will be with the band in New York. Gary tells us that Lafayette's successes are due in large part to a group of uncelebrated heroes outside of the hash marks, the band parents.
They are the ones who not only attend the band events, but also show up at the practices. The band parents do much more than stand idle on the sidelines. They are the inspirational and many times the financial backers of the band. At year's end, they don't receive a brand new letter jacket covered with achievement patches, but they're the ones who plaster their cars with band stickers and sit in freezing temperatures for hours waiting to see their sons and daughters perform a less than 10-minute show. But the band parents are the first to admit they're having just as much fun as the students.
Worked with the band every day since back in July and loved every second of it. It's been a lot of fun. And I think the parents that have been involved have really, really done a great job and really enjoyed what we've done. It's been a great season.
Well, the band parents, of course, we just couldn't operate the band without them. And one of the reasons that Lafayette's always had a great band is because they've always had a great band parent association.
Over 130 Lafayette Band parents will travel with the band to New York City next week.
It's just been a thrill, really and truly, just to watch them. And knowing that this is part of the whole season is just making it a really terrific finale.
The band parents were also big players in the coordination of raising enough money for the New York trip.
We budgeted the trip for $80,000. We think it's going to cost right at that amount.
The fundraising started early in the year for parents and the students. Some of the trip has been sponsored by local businesses.
The big fundraiser that began to push us the thermometer up on this was the car wash back in August, in which the young people went out and solicited pledges.
And the car washes brought in over $25,000. But in the midst of all the donations, fundraisers, and check presentations, a large part of the finances come straight from the band parents' pockets. One band parent said being a band parent is easy when the band is winning. But if it wasn't for the band parents, there might not be any winning. Gary Johnson, 18 News.
And the Lafayette Band will depart from Lexington on Tuesday. The convoy to the Big Apple will include 5 student buses and 3 buses for the band parents.
This is the day for the Lafayette High School Marching Band.
New York City awaits 200 band members and 130 parents, all heading for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Heading along with them, Gary Johnson. He's ready to board the bus with the band. Ready for a long trip there, Gary?
That's right. I've been looking forward to this trip for about 1 month. 15 hours we are going to spend on these buses. I got my old Lafayette Band leather jacket on. I got my headphones just in case bus number 2 gets a little bit too loud. At any rate, we're going to have a great time going all the way to New York City and Manhattan. Let's talk to the band director, Steve Moore, just for a second. How big is this for Lafayette?
Gary, I think it's huge. It's our biggest band ever, and certainly the most community support we've ever had, and it's going to be the biggest television audience that we've ever performed in front of.
Thanks, Steve. I'll see you in New York City.
All right.
Let's get on the bus. Let's get on the seat. Let's see what we got going on in the bus in here. This is bus number 2, the best bus. The name of the bus driver, his name is Ruben. We're going to have a great time. Look at the people in this bus. Is this the best bus or what? Yeah! Oh, my God. Everybody's pumped to go to New York City. Let's talk to a couple of students here. You looking forward to the Big Apple?
Oh, yeah.
What are you looking forward to seeing the most?
Just performing in front of so many people. It's just great.
Sounds good. You look like a guy that's going to be shopping in Macy's a little bit. You going to be looking forward to this?
Oh, yeah. It's going to get my Christmas shopping done. So.
All right, yours and everybody else's. 15 hours. Our next stop is somewhere in Morgantown, West Virginia. We don't know if we can give you a phone call or not. We hope to have something by the 11 o'clock news. It's going to be a great time. I wish you all were coming with us. Mindy, Jim?
All right, Gary, you have a great time, and we will talk to you later.
All right.
It's like a lot of fun riding a bus to New York.
Bon voyage.
That'll be great. Have fun.
Okay.
Just smash them around the bus a couple of times. Roll them against the window. Come on, kids, let's jump through. Grab an apple. Nope. I did. You look like a kid. You want Doritos, love?
Don, let me talk to you a little bit. You looking forward to the Big Apple?
Very much so.
What are you looking forward to the most? What do you want to see up there?
Chinatown.
Chinatown? What for?
Cheap stuff.
Cheap stuff in Chinatown. All right. What's the name of that game anyway?
Tetris.
Tetris by Game Boy. So is this Quiet Riot or Twisted Sister?
It's neither. Actually, it's classical music. It's a radio station.
Classical music, huh?
Yes. Just kind of something to keep us occupied, really.
You ready to head to the Big Apple?
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
The look on the athletic director's face when he sees us instead of him.
Oh! I'll shade you. How's that?
Let's do zippity-doo-dah or something. Okay, I'll start out.
We won't be much because we're not going to do this very often. Same thing.
Another classical music fan?
Yeah.
What instrument do you play?
Trombone.
Oh, that may solve the whole problem here. What are you looking forward to the most in New York City?
Basically seeing Les Mis. I've been looking forward to seeing that for a long time.
Oh, really? We got a couple of cultured individuals here in this little section of the bus. All right, first of all, we have some educational reading here. Mad Magazine, and of course we got the latest in 17 Magazine, and Bop. It says Sexy Luke Centerfold.
Eyes right here, man.
Luke and Jason. Look at that. Who? Did I embarrass you?
Yes.
I don't think that'll show up very good. Yeah, that's a good. That's right there.
I was like, what are you talking about? Mindy? I was like, again. I'm not gonna.
There's no other way to go.
Park here.
Oh, I like it. I think I want to live here. When I was like California, I love California, but I would never live there. I don't think I'd like to go.
That's right, they have a playing on the radio.
We're going to have to walk down here and make a couple of rides to get back there.
The Lafayette High School Marching Band is now safely in New York City after a 15-hour bus trip.
Right away, they're starting preparations for tomorrow's big event when they will march in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Our own Gary Johnson is with the band in the Big Apple and has this report.
After months of preparation, the Lafayette Band was back on the road again. Destination New York City. 8 charter buses thundering down I-64 East for the longest road trip of the year.
All right, first of all, we have some educational reading here. Mad Magazine, and of course we got the latest in 17 magazine, and Bop. Is this Quiet Riot or Twisted Sister?
It's neither. Actually, it's classical music.
We stopped just east of Huntington, West Virginia around 9 o'clock Tuesday night for a late dinner. Band parents handed out sub sandwiches, chips, and apples. Some brave band members gave new meaning to the word cold cuts. The meal would hold us until the morning. Then it was back on the bus a short time later on a full stomach, lights out for the band members. We spent the rest of the night cruising through West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania before sunup in the Big Apple, New York City. We finally made it. And about 10:30 this morning, we arrived in Manhattan. All 8 buses accounted for, and everybody was in awe.
Well, after 16 and a half hours on the road, the Lafayette High School Marching Band has finally arrived in New York City. Once we get inside our rooms, it will be Radio City Music Hall this afternoon, followed by the Rockefeller Center this evening. Then it's early to bed. Tomorrow is the big parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. From New York City, this is Gary Johnson, 18 News.
Gary looks like he's holding up pretty well. We'll bring you updated reports each day here on Channel 18 as Lafayette takes Manhattan.
After a mere 16 hours on the road, our Gary Johnson and photojournalist Rob Lynch and the Lafayette Marching Band have reached New York City.
And glad to be there, I bet. Once they arrived, there was no time to rest for this bunch, however, who will perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade tomorrow. Instead, they spent the afternoon watching other performers from Kentucky.
Just a few hours after the Lafayette Band arrived in Manhattan, it was off to one of the most famous attractions in New York City, Radio City Music Hall. This is the 59th season at Radio City Music Hall, and performers from all over the world dream of having a shot at even setting foot inside of this building. But get this, not one, but two of the lead players this year are from Central Kentucky. Let's go inside and take a look. We caught up with Frankfort native Charles Hall in his Radio City Music Hall dressing room.
I love it. I really do. I have a lot of friends. My family's still in Frankfort. I have a lot of friends in Lexington and Louisville, the whole area. Brother lives in Lexington. So, you know, I'm still a Kentucky boy.
Hall plays Scrooge in The Christmas Carol and Santa Claus. Yes. And just down the hall, getting ready for the show, is Lexington native Laura Bundy.
Well, I'm an actress, a singer, and a dancer, and I'm working professionally. And I go to professional children's school, and I live right next door to school, which is very convenient. And it's great up here, and, you know, if I ever move up here permanently, my heart will always be in Kentucky.
Laura played the lead role Clara in the Nutcracker scene. These talented performers from the bluegrass will be seen by over 2 million people over the next 2 months. Well, needless to say, it's been a very exciting day for the Lafayette Band here in New York City. But Jim and Mindy, it's lights out early for the band tonight because tomorrow is the big day, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. In New York City, this is Gary Johnson for 18 News.
Thank you, Gary. What a great show to see at Radio City. Of course, you can watch the parade tomorrow morning on Channel 18, and Gary will have more reports from New York on noon today and Nightside at 11.
Listen, I can't find my way out of a cardboard box. You don't want to follow me. Excuse me. What are you doing around here now? I'm helping you. I'm still in the
My comment stage manager.
Hi, I'm going to be down the center line. Okay. Down. Mr. Mark South of the center. Let me know. Stop and we'll start them again. All right. All right. So if you have any, and when you come down, if you come down and go to the left, you might want to come out. See where those railroad tracks are?
Yes.
Go to the left, and I'll be down there waiting.
Okay.
All right.
Actually. Ready. Brett.
Isn't the van supposed to be back there?
It's got to be like, it's got to be able to see all the way down the street.
Okay, rifles. You know how you're split in the middle? Evenly space yourself. Let's do this. Sam,
Okay, this is what happened. The driver said he won't do it unless we can get a clear view down the street.
This is...
Okay, I think he's going to need more than that. They just need to...
Yeah. Okay, do this. Rifles.
This is the way it is.
Still
vehicle in the parade. I think it's
rifles. Yeah. All right, flags right back there. Spread just a little bit. Well, what we need to do is make a middle strip right here, so do not stand like my arms right here. See where I'm standing? Stand on the outside of them. Rifles, do this, please. Do not ask questions. Listen. Stand on the outside of my arms so we can make a clear path right here. Just do it.
Yeah, they said they're happy with that.
Cover down flags.
You got a van.
Cover down flags. Flags. Look at
resourceful and smart. When the lantern of the hope has grown faded and enemies of God who is sure to take heart. When the outlaws came riding down.
I think this hat is a little big.
This will be the last time we both do this. We'll never work again. Easing on down the road, it's the Lafayette High School Band from Kentucky. Guess what town? Lafayette, under the direction of Stephen Moore, the best in the business, the pride of the bluegrass, and they invite all of you in America to celebrate Kentucky's bicentennial in 1992. And they're marching into the 90s with routines designed by computer fantastic animation. Or is it animation fantastic? Anyway, here they are. Kentucky for you, Lafayette. Right in front of Macy's here at Herald Square, just like we've been doing it for 65 years, except for one thing. It gets better, better, and better. And that's the truth.
unbelievable. I know on national TV you all look great. What are you feeling right now?
Well, it was great because the audiences were so responsive. As you went down the parade route, everybody gave you a lot of applause, and that helped a lot.
It was very good. It was exciting. It's something we've been looking forward for a long time. I never thought I'd get to do it or be here in New York, but we did, and it was awesome.
How about it?
It was great. I mean, it was fun marching down the street, and when people were clapping for you, it made you feel that much better and want to smile even more. It was so wonderful, and even people that you didn't know. I mean, I just had a blast. It made me cheese so big. It was great.
Made you cheese, huh?
Yeah.
How about you, Ez? How fun was it?
Oh, it was a blast. It was really great, and what was really neat was hearing them announce us, because we heard Lafayette Band, Pride of the Grass, and that kind of reminds you what you stand up for, and you know, we got to show the world what Lafayette Band was made of.
Well, it was certainly an early morning Broadway musical, and the star of this show was the Lexington's Lafayette Band.
Members of the band began rehearsals as early as 5 o'clock this morning in preparation for their performance in the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. Our own Gary Johnson has been with the band every exciting step of the way, and he gives us this latest report.
The Lafayette Band, along with every other Macy's Parade entry, had to show up for a before-dawn pre-parade rehearsal. The practice run was for the NBC television crews to get a look at Lafayette's 90-second routine before the parade actually started. It was lights, camera, and action right in front of the big Macy's store for Lafayette. The trumpets heralded in Midtown Manhattan's Herald Square.
What about this whole atmosphere? What'd you get out of it?
Oh, exciting. All the lights and the trees and everything. The kids have been really excited.
The precision was outstanding, and the alertness. When there was a last-minute change, the students maintained all the flexibility that any group could ever possibly want to have.
Well, even though the rehearsal started at 5 o'clock this morning, it provided a lifetime of memories for the Lafayette Band and the Lafayette Band parents. This afternoon, it will be the Statue of Liberty and the World Trade Center. Reporting from New York City, Gary Johnson, 18 News.
That was the pre-dawn rehearsal. Now let's take a look at the big performance in New York City, where the Lafayette Marching Band had the honor of leading Santa Claus down Broadway.
The Keemley family kept a watchful eye in hopes of catching a glimpse of Kathy and Chris Keemley. Kathy plays the flute and Chris plays percussion in the Lafayette Band.
Gene Robinson standing by live now with the rest of the family. Gene?
Well, Craig, we're at the home of Bob and Jackie Keemley, and they have just watched their son and daughter on national television. Bob, what was going through your mind when you were watching the band?
Just a lot of excitement. I tell you, you know, it's just it's very unique after going through the whole season with the band, and then to get to the point of where they are now on national TV, and we're just very excited about it.
Now, Jackie, I notice your eyes were just glued to the screen here. How did they look?
They looked absolutely wonderful. They always do. They always do an excellent performance. They're always perfect. They always do their very best.
Were you able to spot your son and daughter?
Both of them.
Definitely.
I'm sure I got them.
we saw them.
I'm sure we did.
Now, you were involved in a lot of the fundraising activities to get them to this point. Looking back on it now and seeing them on television, was it worth all the hard work?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Worth every hard working moment.
And this is something that, you know, they'll take with them through their whole life, and we're just happy that they got to go to New York.
And when will they be back here again?
Sunday morning, 9 o'clock.
I bet you can't wait to hear all the stories about their adventures.
We're so excited. I really, Sunday is going to seem an eternity away. Can't wait to see them.
Now,
I was going to say, I'm sure they'll be tired, but they'll be excited.
Have they had enough time to call you at all about this?
Our daughter called one time and just said, I can only talk for a few minutes. I have to be in bed by 8:30. And that's all the information we've gotten.
Okay, Greg, Tom?
Gene, how many of the family members were at the house today?
Well, in addition to Bob and Jackie, the grandmother is here, and the 4-year-old daughter is taking a nap now. It's too much excitement for her.
Well, I can certainly understand that. We wish them a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for that report.
Of course, Gene can't see that. He's colorblind. It's so great. What are the great?
No, remember the commission works said no doing that. Yeah. These are,
he didn't tell me.
These are pure candid shots. They
More normal though, as far as the weight ratio. Normal. That's right. It's right in the middle because it did move.
Well, I do know that my ears now.
Me too. I'm so sweet. I was at 144.
The thing about it is, this isn't even the side with the buildings.
I'm just kidding. Why do you get the dark?
Get off the train. Get on.
Good surf, Gene. Gene, you can surf, man. Sorry. I'm surfing, you see. Let's walk through the...
I'll look everywhere but the camera. Stand the street sign from the 2 and 3 service across the platform.
All week long, we've been gearing up to watch a talented local band represent the bluegrass on Broadway. Well, today, members of the Lafayette High School Band paraded down that famous New York City street, getting the honor of leading the way for Kris Kringle himself. Our Gary Johnson is with the band in the Big Apple. He gives us a first-hand look at their performance and shows us how they spent the rest of their Thanksgiving Day.
After waiting over 2 hours to march down Manhattan's historic Broadway, it was time for Lexington's Lafayette Band to say, "Hello, America." One of the highlights of the parade route for Lafayette was being able to see themselves on a giant television screen overlooking Times Square.
Well, this is it, folks. The Lafayette Band's big moment on Broadway in New York City. Do you think this is a big moment for these kids? You bet it is. Let's take a look.
It was great. I mean, it was fun marching down the street, and when people were clapping for you, it made you feel that much better and want to smile even more. It was so wonderful.
It was so different than the parade back home. The buildings were everywhere. That really made a difference, the buildings. And there's just so many people, and you'd turn the corner and then there'd be so many more people. It was really great.
After the parade, it was a quick Thanksgiving meal in the Grand Hyatt Hotel and a tour of some familiar New York City landmarks.
If I consider the subway a landmark or not. Plenty of eyes in the bluegrass were on the Big Apple this morning. It's definitely a Thanksgiving that the Kimmel family will never forget. 2 of Bob and Jackie's children are members of the Lafayette Band. The proud parents began the day by watching their kids' national television debut. Gene Robinson joined them.
I can't wait till the band comes on. Let's sit down here and get TV turned on real quick.
Bob and Jackie Kimley have seen their daughter Kathy play the flute and son Chris play percussion many times with the Lafayette Band, but never on national TV. The hardest part was waiting for the band to make their debut.
Oh, me. I'm nervous already. More than a little nervous. You know, it's like they were going into another competition. We were so excited.
Easy on down the road. It's the Lafayette High School Band from Kentucky.
Here they are. Look, here they are. They look absolutely wonderful. They always do. They always do an excellent performance. They're always perfect. They always do their very best. Here's Chris. Right there. I saw Chris.
And I tell you, it's just, it's very unique after going through the whole season with the band and then to get to the point of where they are now on national TV, and we're just very excited about it.
The Kimleys have another daughter who was in the Lafayette Band. She watched the performance with her husband in Virginia.
We said, yeah, there they are. Oh, we were so excited. They were so wonderful. You know, we just don't know how to express ourselves.
What was going through your mind when you were watching your grandkids on television?
Oh, I was just thinking about how excited they must be. And I was thinking about all the wonderful bands that we've seen through this season. And I know that Lafayette Band was just very blessed to be chosen to go. I'm so thankful for that. There's just a real wonderful sensation when you see your own flesh and blood out there performing in New York. What a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving we're having.
Gene Robinson, 18 News.
The Kimberly family is looking forward to hearing about Chris and Kathy's New York trip when they return to Lexington Sunday morning. A lot of other parents will be as well.
Peace Fountain is dedicated to all of the children of the world. So you got some time, you don't want to eat, you don't want to stay in the cathedral, come out here, take a look at that. Follow me therefore this way, please. President, call it St. John the Unfinished. That's because they've been working on it now for 100 years. They expect it'll be at least another 100 years. It's going to say, private road, walk your horses. Take a look right there. Private road, walk your horses. Not what you'd expect here in the city of New York. Oh, yes, right. It's not uncommon for New Yorkers to pay 50% or more of their weekly paycheck for their weekly rent. It's a lot of money. So these are the Martin Luther King Jr. Towers, low-income housing, here in Spanish or East Harlem.
He's lost his whole group. Yes, this.
I'm worried more about you. I'm not worried about that.
Well, I don't know what that's going.
We can go to the box office.
A perfume, it's awesome, and jeans, and we got the Gucci watches, and a Lafayette watch, and a purse, and Gap jeans, see these jeans, and a purse.
Not at all. Talk to a guy. No, you don't get lost. It's my room.
most of us would not travel all the way to New York just to do our Christmas shopping.
Would be a bit of a commute, but members of the Lafayette High School Band thought, since they were there, they'd bring home some big city souvenirs. The pressure is off the band now after its national television performance in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade yesterday. And today, the kids took some time to go on a shopping spree. Our Gary Johnson tried to keep up with them, and he shows us how they spent their day and their money.
The Lafayette Band went from on the streets of New York City yesterday to right in the stores for shopping today. Day 3 in New York City for the Lafayette Band, and the pace was quite a bit more relaxed. With the Macy's parade behind them, band members and parents used the entire day for sightseeing and what else? Souvenir buying on the busiest shopping day of the year. One exciting stop for the band today was at Chinatown, where the band took to the street vendors for the bargains. Next stop was at the South Street Seaport in Manhattan for lunch, and you guessed it, more shopping.
I got this. I got this. I got this. I bought this. I bought this. I got more. Oh, and I also play trombone. You got that. I got this. I got this. I bought this. I bought this. Oh my God. I got this for me, and this for my boyfriend. I got a shirt.
I have, what are they called?
Benoit balls.
Benoit balls, and you're supposed to do that with them, and they help your spleen, gallbladder, kidneys, intestines, heart. I don't know, I lost the manual, but it does something for you.
The afternoon of shopping was ended with a trip to the famous department store which invited Lafayette to New York, Macy's. Tonight, the band will head west to New Jersey for dinner. In New York City, this is Gary Johnson, 18 News.
Gary tells us one of the real souvenirs of choice were watches sold by street vendors. Okay.
I wonder, okay.
They got a bargain there, huh?
Yeah.
A Rolex for $395.
And Doretha Wilson in New York, and Sarah Chumley. And we're in New York, about ready to go into the Museum Arts Building. Yeah. And we just want to say we've been having a great time. And I love you, Mom. Hi, Mom. Ready to go. Hi, everybody. And this is the band. This is Macy. And we're ready to go home. I miss my Thanksgiving dinner. I love you. Like home.
Go shopping for about 2 minutes. And like visually goes, nope, everybody sit down now. We're not going anywhere. I don't think so. That's stupid. That was really funny. Way to go.
Good evening. They say all good things must end, and members of the Lafayette High School Band are now headed back to Lexington from New York City. All this week, WLEX has followed the award-winning band throughout Manhattan. The highlight was the band's performance Thursday in the Macy's Parade. Gary Johnson reports on the last day of sightseeing for the Marching Generals.
Hello.
after an action-packed 3 days in New York City, the Lafayette Band spent its last day taking in some of the culture the Big Apple is known for. First stop, an early morning visit to the world-famous Metropolitan Museum of Art. A few hours later, it was off to Mama Leone's restaurant. The band feasted on its internationally known Italian food. Band members and parents spent the meal winding down from an eventful and very tiring trip.
I think it's really neat how the city is so big and so crowded and really exciting. I like the city a lot.
I think the whole experience was great for the whole band because we got to experience the different culture with the meeting different people and seeing how they live here in New York, and it's a lot different than it is in Lexington.
They've been magnificent ambassadors for the Fayette County schools, and not only that, for the entire state of Kentucky. They've earned every step of this through hard work and discipline, so they're very able ambassadors for all of us.
After lunch, the band still had an appetite for its last stop of the trip, a chance to see the world's most popular musical, Les Miserables.
Well, the Lafayette Band's trip to New York City has finally come to a close, but I think it's safe to say that in the past 4 days and 3 nights, the band and the band parents, of course, they've had a very fun, exhilarating, and very exciting time being a part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But they're going to take a lifetime of education as well about what life is really like in America's largest city. From New York City, this is Gary Johnson, 18 News.
The band is scheduled to arrive back at the high school around noon tomorrow.